I opened up my Facebook just a few minutes ago to a story. The Waco Hippodrome is closing its doors. It's closing its bar, it's closing its restaurant, and it's also closing its theaters. They spent millions of dollars over the last couple of years, several years, building up this big, beautiful place in Waco, Texas. And then the pandemic happened. One of the 8 areas to trigger a crisis in your business. It happened to them. The government shut down. And then one of the other stages of crisis happened to them. Changing their customer. Customers were scared to go to the restaurant, to go to the theater when it opened back up. It was one of the first theaters in the area to open back up. And today, its doors are closed. 60% of all businesses are closing their doors to never reopen again because of this pandemic. I don't care if you had money in savings for your business and for your life. If your business got closed down for days, weeks, months, you didn't have it for that. Even people that were bailed out with the stimulus package, businesses still didn't make it. That was just for a few months to pay their employees. So what do you have to do? It's November of 2020. Can I still have 2020 be a good year in my business? The answer is yes. You have to optimize and maximize with your business. You have to optimize and maximize the processes, because one small change can compound and make a ginormous difference in your business. The most successful businesses optimize at their core area of business. Sometimes the biggest growth opportunity don't come from new initiatives, new products, new services, but rather looking at your core processes and making them better, making them run more effectively. With one small change in your business in a few key areas like sales or recruiting, you can have geometric growth through your entire business. There's opportunities for maximization. Hello. Thank you, 2020, because you made me realize that we needed to focus on that 20% of business that brought us 80% of our income. In March, we couldn't go inside with our handyman business anymore. We shifted our business totally. Usually in March, we'd be advertising painting. But instead, we went outside. We started building carports. We started building fences. We started building pergolas. We started building decks. Because our customers changed. Because the government changed us. So we maximized what we had. We have some amazing carpenters with Sometime Spouse. So we found areas of business that we could make incremental changes. And I only advertised those throughout the summer. Still advertising now because I'm in Texas and I can do that through December. Probably January. A couple of small changes. With our maid services, people were at home. They didn't want residential cleaning anymore. I had to pivot. It's word of 2020, isn't it? from residential cleanings, which were 99% of our maid business, to sanitization cleans, which is now about 80% of my business. You have to optimize and maximize the opportunity. If you were in a restaurant and it got closed down and they reopened it to only drive through and carry out, and you didn't offer those before, but only 25% of the people could come and sit in your restaurant, you maximized your carry out. Optimization is the most overlooked opportunity in business. It's sustainable, it has geometric growth, and it exists within your organization. When you inspire your team to mobilize, to focus on the biggest opportunities, the incremental possibilities are ginormous. They can be astounding in your business. So yes, you can save 2020. You've still got November and December. Don't chalk it up as a loss. Because of optimizing and maximizing my business, I've had ginormous growth in 2020. And it didn't look so good in January of 2020. Knowledge has to be improved, challenged, and increased consistently, or it just vanishes. Thank you, Peter Drucker. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I didn't come up with this stuff on my own. I totally took it from the teachings of Tony Robbins and the things that he's taught me. And I wanted to teach you guys. So it is November of 2020. Can I turn around my business? I've had a loss already. Yes, you can. You have to break through your limiting beliefs. We get those limiting beliefs from mom and dad. Thank you very much. We get them from our teachers. We get them from the people in our lives. Right now, lots of people are getting them from the media or social media. You have to choose to break through your limiting beliefs. You have to find an empowering meaning in all the things that are going on. You can't be upset at the actions. You have to look at it in a different kind of light. You can't be upset at someone or the situation, or what you're really upset about is really the meaning that you give it. Everyone can make a judgment. But if you look at it as an opportunity for growth, a character building exercise, you can come up with a ton of approaches, solutions, and meanings. You can break through these limiting beliefs. So these are the 3 questions to turn it around in November of 2020, because you can still kill it in 2020. Step number 1, think of a limiting belief in your business. Write it down, and then write down the judgment that you have about your belief. The government shut me down. There's nobody to hire. I don't have any money. The customers are not coming. Write down those limiting beliefs and then the judgments you have with those limiting beliefs. This comes from Brian Katie's The Work. Step number 2, the only way to believe something is to not question it. If you want to break through what's limiting you, you have to ask yourself these 3 questions. 1, is this true? Could this be a misinterpretation? Could they not have all of the information possible and really know exactly what it means? Question number 2, what do you feel, experience, or become like when you believe this thought? Is it true the customers aren't coming back? No, it's not true the customers aren't coming back. They're starting to come back slowly. Of course, not as quickly as we'd like, right? There was a government shutdown. Yeah, but it's not shut down anymore. Is it true? Yes, it was. Is it true now? No. Do I have all the information possible? What else is out there? How do you feel, experience, become like when you believe this thought? Well, I believe I don't have any money. Is that true? You don't have any money? You have $0? How do you feel when you say that? Stressed, exhausted, frustrated. Write that down. And then if that thought didn't exist, frustrated, stressed about not having any money in the business, how would you feel? How would you behave? How would you experience? What would that be like? I'm in Waco, Texas, home of Fixer Upper, where the streets were packed every single day, January through December. Government shut them down in April, I believe it was. Did the customers come running back to Waco, Texas? No. But did some of them come back? Yeah. How could you keep those customers coming through the door? Add more value. I haven't seen Chip and Joe crying all over social media about what happened to them. They probably lost millions this year. Joe pulled up her big girl panties and she knows it's going to be better. This is just a season that we're going through. Again, step 2, the questions asked, is this true? 2, how do I feel when I go through this experience? And 3, if this didn't exist, what would my experience be? What would it be like? And step number 3, turn around your limiting belief. Say the opposite. Replace it with they, she, you, with I. And then come up with examples of how you know this new belief is true. So here's a couple turnaround examples. They are a beep. Turn it around. I am a bleep. 2, they don't appreciate my business. I don't appreciate my business. 3, you shouldn't shut the government down. I shouldn't have shut the government down. They must never. I must never. They always. I always. So that was your 3 steps to a breakthrough in 2020. It's kind of a coming to Jesus meeting with yourself and your business. What do you need to do to turn your business around in 2020? I did it. I had no money at the first of the year. I've went through some terrible things in 2020, and I made it through. I have an amazing business in November of 2020. I turned it around in a month. You can turn it around in a month. I believe in you. I'm Christy Ogle. Thanks for joining me today on optimization and maximization in your business and how to have a breakthrough in November of 2020.